Oh my gosh, as soon as I hit record and go live on YouTube, it's like putting the Twitch folks into ads. Oh goodness. Alright, well, take a sip of water, too late now. We're gonna actually have to just go live here. So I'm gonna mess with my stream settings for just an extra minute while we wait for the Twitch chat to be able to join us. How's it going today, folks? Source record's up. Source record is up. Sweet. Cool. Hey, Cottage Frogs. It is Hatless Spackle. I do have the hat. We're gonna have a talk about the hat, is what's gonna happen here, I think. Hey, the auto shoutout worked. Hey, go ahead and follow Cottage Frogs, folks. I've caught a couple of her streams recently, and they're very nice. So, aha, auto shoutouts work. JD, are you on that list? I'm not sure if you're on that list. Oh my God, Skaterella, hello. Well, it might be backwards hat. Don't spoil it for people. All right, people are still going to be in the ad break. Sorry, Nico is. I just get itchy whenever his tail does that to my face. Ugh, anyway. I don't have a cat allergy, it's just, he's ticklish. I'm ticklish. Anyway, appreciate you. Yeah, absolutely. I forget, JD, do you stream? I don't know if I have you on the auto shoutout list. Maybe I should. I never remember to do them, so I'm trying to... No, I don't know that you're a streamer. No, it doesn't seem like you're in the list. Okay. Still 55 more seconds of ads here. I guess we can get more paints off the rack. Hello, Nico. We're gonna be doing wood tones. Why not? What else do we think we need, Nico? Oh, something for the frog. Goblin green mixed with the yellow could give me some cool frog colors. Not quite sure what else. Alright. Nico, everything is just happening at once. Nico's here. Goodness. Okay, are we back from ads? Finally, we're back from ads. Okay, so I can finally... So here's the deal, y'all. Right. So far, I've been a hat person, and since I moved the camera, I'm having this problem a lot. This problem, where it's on the screen. So, I don't know that there's a way around this, other than to go full lesbian. Never go full lesbian, but I'm doing it. And so, I might be a backwards hat, but here's the problem. I don't like how it looks a lot. I don't love how this looks. So maybe this is good. Problem is my hair flippy thing is on the same side as the camera, so y'all can't really see me all that well now. But I don't know. What do we think about the backwards hat? Is it obnoxious? I feel like it's obnoxious, but you know, they have a thing where they say that a hat wears you until you wear it, and I think this hat might be wearing me right now. The U-Haul, people like it? Okay, well we're going with backwards hat then, because this is the only way I can continue to wear the hat without it getting in the way of my face cam. I have to lean way up to get in the way of my face cam now. Nico can just be in my way anytime he wants, which is all the time, apparently. What's up, man? Why are you there? Okay, well... We'll entertain him for a second longer. He says hello. That's very sweet of you, Nico. Alright, here's my... I think it slays. Okay, people love it. Hell yeah. Thank you. Zip Zap Zuv. Why is that not popping up as a first-time chat? Who is this? Did you change your name recently? I'm so sorry if I don't remember you. Oh no. Oh, it's Misha. Oh, okay. Wow, I have not seen you in a long time. Goodness, welcome back. Hopefully that's still your preferred name. I'm sorry if you've changed it since then. It's been a while. Let's see. Oh, you've been in my Discord. Hello, I thought I recognized your name. First time chat. Well, welcome. Thanks for actually chatting on the Twitch. That's fun. Hatward Spackle. Well, I guess I gotta update all the emotes or something. Or we'll just leave them as a relic, I guess. That's chill. Excuse me, Nico. So here's the big development that I've discovered. These are not pants. I was leaving these aside because I thought they were pants. This is just a loincloth. This is his butt. So I do think this should be blue. This leads to a question of what that is. There's some artistic interpretation to be done. I think I'm just going to leave that black and I'm just going to leave that in my shadow color and just not worry about it too much. Anyway, so yeah, he's got a big butt, so that means I got to actually paint his legs. So I think we're going to do that first. Yes, sorry, and no same name. Hey, alright, you found one that works for you. That's chill. Well, good to see you again, Misha. Been a while. Alright, Nico, you're blocking the palette view. How are people gonna know what colors I'm putting on my palette? I don't know what to do here, chat. Oh, fuck. Thank you, Cottage Frogs. I forgot to turn down my music after the intro. My music was a lot louder than normal. I normally have it way quieter after the intro is done. I had too many tech issues on startup. I'm so sorry, y'all. Well, that probably sounded terrible on the recording. So sorry, everyone on the YouTube audience. Hopefully, y'all could hear some amount of that. But anyway, for people who were deafened by my very loud music, I discovered these are not pants, these are legs, and so I gotta paint these blue. So let's do that. Here's the verdict on the skin, also. I think it's too much contrast. Like, I think going from this white down to this blue in the crevices is just too much. Skin doesn't really do that. So I do want to refine that, but I also am trying to be conscious of time here, and I'm aware that when I'm at Adepticon, which is the goal here, when I'm at Adepticon, I'll be able to paint as much as I want, really, and so I might leave details like that to be painted at Adepticon. Words. An option I don't have, though, is showing up with these not being painted. Why is this, like, super glued? Jeez. Wow, brush. Holy hell. What happened to you? That brush was, like, freaking glued shut. I don't know. Anyway. Back to mixing paint. Nico, you can't... The people have to be able to watch me mix paint, too, not just you, buddy. Jeez. When will he learn? We're painting butts. Let's zoom in so we can actually see the butts. I am tempted to make the cheeks to make it like baboon, but I am a little tempted. It is actually kind of a funny idea. That idea might be too funny to not do. Okay, give me a sec, chat. Give me a sec. I'm gonna... We painting cheeks? Hell yeah. Alright. Let's just wet blend the cheeks a little bit lighter. Yeah. Okay. Can I be so bold as to put some red in there? Come on, zoom, please. This is kind of funny. I would look up reference, but I think that might get me banned from... That might raise some questions with Twitch. So that's the tone we're gonna go for there. Anyway. It's kind of funny. Trying to not paint the little cylinder thing down here. We're not gonna worry about it. Secret at the Montezuma where his cheats the entire time. I'm not following that. I only know about Montezuma's revenge. Is that related at all? Like, just gonna get some shadowy highlights in here. Okay, and then any scaly areas are also going to be a little bit darker. Similar to above. Except for this one. Uh-huh. Oh. I might have mixed in the wrong blue there. That's actually a happy accident there. I kind of do want the lights to be a darker tone. Thanks for lurking, Sammy. Have fun on your project. Lost Edge treasure that I think gave inspiration to that. Oh, okay. We're getting messy. We're getting messy on the palette. That is okay. Okay, back down to the base skin color here for now. And then when I come back through with the darker stuff for the scales, it'll actually blend properly. What was I saying before? Oh yeah, so the verdict on the skin is just to leave it basic, and then I'll try to retouch it maybe with some advice of other painter people once I'm in Milwaukee. Because I don't have to get the skin perfect, but it does have to be at least battle ready. And I'm kind of lacking the skill set to quickly paint this in a really nice way manually by a brush. I could probably do it some cool way with an airbrush, but I'm trying to learn different techniques here. Anyway, that's at least blue skin is blue, so I could come back and like hit this with some, you know, actually no time like the present. Do some really basic shadow work. Sorry, I'm completely out of frame. So this might be a good idea to do after things have a chance to dry. Crazy talk. Do it wet. Oh no, don't ruin the butt. Hold on. I didn't mean to go there. Oh no. Alright, I've glazed it now. Okay, rosy cheeks restored. Thank goodness. Oh, damn, Cottage Frogs. That's a late first to the chat. Good job. Alright, rosy cheeks, blue legs. We're making progress. What's next? Well, I think this loincloth situation's got to get actually base coated. And I'm just going to copy the box art. I think the box art is nice for that. We all honor the true first to chat. It was Cottage Frogs. This is true. It was Cottage Frogs today. So I appreciate the show of respect there, y'all. Aside from getting the rest of the base colors on Mollog so that Mollog becomes battle ready, I also need to do base colors on all of his friends. Right there. Focus, please. All of his friends right there. I'll just gesture vaguely. And I also need to put basing on the rest of my rule boys, like so. I think once I have basing on Mollog and Mollog's mob and all the rest of my, what's the word? Orcs. Then I'll really be set. And this is a nice color for the visible bits of the leather loincloth. Might need to darken it down somehow for this underside bit. Well, there we go. I was deaf first, no gaslighting here. It's true, you were first. I saw it. Here, so we're just going to say that the loincloth is magically cylindrical right here. And there we go. It's good this isn't a golden demon piece because I would have had to get out one of those roto drills and sculpt in the full anatomy. Ooh. I'm still struggling to cope with the fact that Adepticon is coming up so soon. I feel ill-prepared, and that's probably how everyone feels going into this stuff. Okay, this loincloth is just getting a wash and a shade. That's or wash and some maybe dry brushed highlights. Or something similar, just basic highlights and a wash. Alright, the wood here needs to get painted. Let's go to my next color of brown up. Beastly brown. And careful observers will note I've rearranged the board behind me ever so slightly. Oh, that's a better way to show it. Ta-da, I have this, which I thought would be good for brushes, and it's kind of not, but anyway. I bought that because I ordered gas. I was reading chat. I ordered new desk legs from IKEA. Which, strange thing to do. Why would you order new desk legs, Drackle? You must be asking at home. I hear you. That's why I ordered new desk legs. Because my desk is rickety. It's a two-legged desk. So I'm getting a proper 4 legs so that it doesn't do that anymore. Or at least does it less. Yeah, ever since I moved the camera up higher with the new mirrorless camera, I've been noticing my desk shake like way more. And I just would like to I would just like for that to stop, so cheap legs from IKEA solves everything. And then the expensive legs from IKEA go in the basement until I figure out what to do with them. / build another desk, I guess. Maybe an editing desk would be cool. But I don't have immediate plans. Could also sell the legs, especially because they might be discontinued, and they're cool. Okay, so there's a lot of mushrooms poking out on this stick here. I think I've gotten most of the exposed wood. Maybe the move is just to do the entire thing brown, and then pick out the mushrooms later, just in case, just so I don't miss anything. You can't even see this, I'm so sorry. We're really getting in the details here, really like barely visible painting right now. Okay, let's do it first coat. Now, in box art, these are painted like a pale pink. It's kind of a good idea. I like it. And I have opal skin, so it's like a pale pink. It's skin tone too, so it'll look somewhat lifelike. Seems good. Once the wood dries, I can get some of that going. Pop off the mushrooms, like so. All right, the undersides of these mushrooms got to get painted, as do these stems. Let's pull up some mushroom reference really quick. I'm just gonna pull some up on my other monitor. don't know currently how to show that on stream. I don't have a way set up for that. There we go. All right, we've got so many things on the second monitor, y'all would not believe it. Oh, now that's an interesting mushroom right there. Everything's tiny. Guild mushroom. I don't know that the bottoms of the mushroom are going to be the thing I want to really show off. Okay, hold on, I've got one here. This is kind of just like an off-white stem. Gargoyle Gray is actually pretty close to the color I want. That's cool. Yeah. Shadow, midtone. Make them glow? The mushrooms? Nuclear Let's Play, make them glow. I think some of the mushrooms definitely need to glow. You're right about that. For the big one, where's my mushrooms? Hold on. For this big one, I really want whatever type of mushroom the Super Mario, like, power shrooms are. Right here, the red with the white on it. Maybe something based on that. But the little ones could glow for sure. They could be like... I've got like a turquoise, potentially, which could be really cute. Then... if I need a lighter blue to go with that, so I could make a cool blue one between these two tones, which I think would be fun. And then the last one, steal box art for ideas. Okay, so the last one they did kind of like a purplish color, maybe. We'll see. I'll paint the ones I'm confident about first. So first off, get some more zoom for you guys. This is a pretty small detail. The blues, I mean, sorry, it's dissociation time for my brain. I'm glad you like the blues, JD. MPVG Twitch chat claims I don't have a verified email and won't send me the link to verify. Weird. Sorry about that. I think email verification is like a basic setting. I'm not really brave enough to turn that off. I get enough bot comments as it is. But glad you could join another way. Welcome to chat. Oh, there's so many different types of mushrooms now, I'm just... This is giving me decision paralysis here. These are pink for sure. I don't know what that little one's gonna be. I think this one on the head is the same thing, though. There's a hair on the end of my brush. If anyone else has good ideas for mushroom colors, let me know. They do roughly have to fit into this color scheme. Actually, let's just look at the color scheme. That'll give some inspiration. Do you prime with gray? I did in this case, yeah, I did. I started black and then I did a gray zenithal highlight all over it, but I didn't go up too high with it just because I wanted to keep the tone kind of dark. And I have the, this inverse highlight going on between the underbelly and the rest of the skin. Which isn't fully resolved yet, but it is there. Okay, so we kind of got this like blue-violet and red-violet going on here, which means that my complementary is yellow? I'm not so sure about that. Or is the yellow... Oh no, the yellow is kind of the skin tone, isn't it? So this red-violet is very, ripe territory. Huh. So something yellowish could really go along with the theme. Green mushrooms with yellow dots? Potentially, yeah, that could work. That could work. Don't know the English term about how about tertiary colors. Yeah, so like outside of the main colors, outside of the main color scheme, you mean? Yeah, for sure. I could go outside the main color scheme. That's okay. It just has to be for small ones, I'd say. I want to keep the main parts of the scheme focused. Alright, we're gonna let that dry. Let's switch back and see if the mushrooms on the staff are ready to go. This kind of feels like a highlight color. Kind of feels like a highlight color. No? No, they're not. I am really following the box art here. I really do like the box art in some ways. So that's interesting. So basically the whole thing, this is almost like how skin is supposed to be highlighted, to my understanding. So almost the whole thing is the brightest highlight tone, and then it's just darkened strategically in a couple places. Okay, so maybe I do base coat with this color. Is that a type of mushroom cottage frogs that you just shouted out there? 1 second. Main menu, main monitor here. Yeah, Amanita mustoria. That's what I want the hats to be. Yeah, the red and white mushy for sure. Yeah, I think that's what I want the head to have, and that's what they do in the same thing. I think it's modeled to look like one of those even. So I really do want that to be like the main one on the head, and the big one on the back. This is a very, very wet paint. Yeah, dab this on a paper towel. I've got far too much paint in there. I think I need a bigger brush to go get it out. Weird, it's like coming out of the bottle at basically a glaze consistency. This is taking like way more focus than I was expecting. There's like a lot of little shapes to get really precise. There's just a lot of contrast in this local area. So if I overbrush and, you know, end up on the wood, it's a little obvious. Not a lot of wiggle room. You know, it's funny, I don't seem to have received, like, an update about the actual Warcry event I'm playing in, which... we're getting a little close to the event. Maybe I should be worried about that? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I'll have everything I need. Mysterious and unsettling. Bet it's nothing. Yeah, I hope it's nothing. I mean, they told me what I need to bring. I'm just hoping I'll have all my, like... I would hope I wouldn't need to have, like, the, cards for setting up rounds or whatever, though. Like, I'll have my rules and my army, but... that's probably about it. I forgot I was wearing the hat backwards. Okay, this does kind of work, though. So just... You know what I just realized is I'm actually doing a first coat of the mushrooms before I do the second coat of my paint. Of my brown paint. So I guess anywhere I can't confidently reach with the brown will just stay in shadow. Oops. Or I'll just repaint everything twice. I'm starting to think about basing a little bit too. Great example of a base for this army is this one right here. So there's like a little puddle of water and there's just like mud and a little bit of moss. But mostly it's just kind of a muddy mess, right? And so you can definitely tell there's supposed to be mud right here, I think. So I could make this base pretty muddy as well. But this one has like more rocks and skulls and stuff sticking out, so... I feel like I'd need, because of how sculpted the base is, I feel like I need a much lighter application to make it look like mud. Like... maybe I just paint them brown and then... so that they're sort of the same color tone, but then let... I mean, this is really beautiful texture here. So maybe I want to leave this alone. And then I'll fill this in with water effect, and that'll look really cool. Yeah. Put the wrong one down. Is there a hotline for all the duelists? I don't want to see Spackle sent in the Shadow Realm. What? Duelists? What do we mean? Yu-Gi-Oh? Why are we talking about Yu-Gi-Oh? Almost done. Almost done. You don't know how Warhammer tournaments work? Oh, well, I mean, it's a narrative event, so it's not exactly a tournament, right? It's way more casual than that. So yeah, I don't think I'll be in any danger. Alright, the stick. Stick is starting to look a little cool. Okay. I think I finally got the last of this base coat done. I could spend an entire stream just painting the mushrooms on this stick here. This is going to be complicated to finish up. Wowza. Okay, yeah. Oh, I guess it's dinner time for Nico. Alright, let's go back to painting the other mushrooms while that dries. Actually, wait, let's show this off a little. See? Hey, we got first coat on there. You can kind of see the color scheme coming together now. Pretty. Oh, thank you. I'm a fan. Very little is actually visible from the bottom here. What else what do I want to figure out right now? What's going to be the next cool thing to do? Might be cool to get the top of the mushrooms, get the colors in for those. Let me look at that reference picture I have again. Ooh, these are bright red. And, I mean, I am painting over black, so... super bright red like this might actually turn out somewhat muted. Be fine. Let's try it. Man, all my paints are really overly thin tonight. What's going on with that? Did I just overload my wet palette? Maybe. Alright, starting to tear the paint now. See if I can't just remove the thick spots. Alright, it's a start. Hey.
Hey, what's up?
One sec. Alright, all caught up with the fiancé. Oh, Nico. What are you doing? Alright, slowly and surely working on making that red, I guess. That's gonna take a lot of coats. Although if it ends up a bit more burgundy, I think that's okay. No, 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 not with the wet paint, please. Go lay in your bed. Lay in your bed. I don't think he's gonna go lay in his bed. I specifically requested it. Let's just try another thing right now. Yo, hey Jonathan, what's up? Good to see you again. Okay, that's a cool color. That is a cool color for sure. Okay, it looks like an ad break is popping in about 3 minutes. I'm gonna take a short break when that happens. So you won't miss anything. And continuing my Dark Angels plan is the plan today. Awesome. Yeah, let me know how those go. Anyone in chat know why my paint is behaving this way? It's like so thin right now. Do you think that would be causing this?
I don't know.
Yeah, normally it causes it to dry too fast if the room's too dry. It's pretty humid today. It was raining.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you think we should get?
Okay. What are the plans for meals this week, I guess? Chicken. Okay, cool. Right, I'm still fine with those. Okay. Fun meals. Thanks, babe. Yeah, that'd be fun. I can get more gas for the grill. Yay! Love you. See you in a bit. Thanks for shopping. Legs for my desk. Yeah, I'm gonna probably install those sometime. I don't know, maybe tomorrow? I might have to take my whole desk apart to do it, so we'll see. I will. Love you. Okay. Ads are in progress. I'm going to take a break and I'm going to wring some water out of this sponge here. So, see you in a sec. Okay. Hopefully that helps my wet palette dry out a little bit. Good lord. It was a lot earlier. It's possibly too dry now. We'll figure that out. But JD, yeah, well, it's IKEA, so specifically I'm able to do this because all the parts came from IKEA. So back in the day when I bought this is an IKEA desktop, and then I have a 2-leg set for, well, the legs. And this desktop and those legs aren't actually meant to go together, but I customized them to work that way. So the legs I'm putting on are actually one of the leg options that was meant for this desktop, which were way cheaper, so maybe I should have gone with those from the start. It was a very aesthetic-driven sort of decision. We're still on animation screen, not a complaint. It's pretty, but you are so small. Yeah, I guess it's true. I should be back. You're right. I forgot. Thank you. I'm small. I'm not even on that screen. Yeah. Right. Hopefully that dries out a little. I might need to go refill this one more time, actually. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I didn't drink enough water earlier today. Not a complaint, just an observation. Well, your hands. A friend I mod for always forgets to switch back to game after showing his cat, so I say it's not a complaint, just observation. No, it's a good observation. I appreciate it. I should be more visible than that, I guess. Alright, the whole battle ready or bust thing. I might be leaning toward bust. This is taking the amount of time it's taking. That's for sure. I mean, could I show up with him like this? Maybe if I paint the frog in that shroom. Yeah, but... yeah. We can do better. Let's paint this turquoise one a little bit more. That's fun. I like that. Alright, these pegs are being a little bit problematic. Alright, now for the stem here. I want to darken that ever so slightly. Maybe we'll take my shaded blue from over there. There we go, that's a nice dark blue. Then on the underside here, just a slightly darker blue color. Oh, Zozo, welcome. Thank you for following. I think that means it's time for 1 follow equals 1 rice. Which I haven't done in a couple streams. So let's finish painting this. I like that. Hold on, let's do this on the Benny and then I'll do the sushi. Yeah. Focus, please. It could be even darker, honestly. Like if I wanted to just wet blend this in, hold on. On a delayed. So sorry, 1 second. Greetings from Hungary. Well, hello. Hello from the United States. We just had daylight savings over the weekend, so I'm an hour earlier, I think, for y'all, which is helping, which should hopefully help more European viewers actually see me. Cool. Hey, there we go. I attempted to paint the shadow on there. It's... Oh, it's working actually, because I can't see it. Because it just blends in. Okay, so I painted the shadow on the stem of this thing a little bit. And then... Oh, I'm so excited about this. Hold on, I'm going to stop and do my thing. So... Where is it? There it is. I have a tradition here, Zozo, where every time I get a follower on stream, I put one piece of rice from this very fun kit onto the sushi for the follower sushi. This is a sushi model kit with individually modeled grains of rice, which I thought was funny. Where's my glue? There's my glue. Glue is partially open, oh joy. That place is looking a little low. Let's soften that up. So there we go. Just gonna glue down that little grain, and that one's for you, Zozo. Thank you for joining the community, which is represented by this little sushi. Now, I'll level y'all. I'm probably a little bit behind on follower sushi, because a lot of them are happening off stream these days. But I will have to catch up eventually because I'm at 211. 211 is awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, y'all. Zozo, how... I'm glad you like it. How'd you find my channel? I'm always curious. I know I put out a YouTube video recently, but that hasn't really, that has not really caught on very much. So I'd be surprised if it was from that. What was I about to do? Oh, I was about to put highlights on this. There we go. Okay, so make the little rim of it a little bit lighter. And then toward the top. I will actually wet blend this in a second. There we go. I roll in and search some channels on Twitch and I find you with few viewers. Oh, well, thank you. That's a really cool way of finding people. I do that every once in a while myself, so... Thanks for looking through the category like that. I'm still a bit lost on what color to make this middle mushroom. I could continue copying the box art a little bit here and do it like a light purplish gray, which would look good compositionally. Yeah, screw being original. Slanesh gray. What would this little guy bring to the cookout? I was thinking frogs, because that appears to be what he is already bringing to the cookout, is a frog. Or portobello mushroom burgers, I don't know. Okay, so I've gone a little bit too dry on the wet palette, I think. Let's try to fix that. Okay. Hopping back to the stay wet. Doing some A/B testing here. Oh. Sorry, Cottage Frogs. I didn't really think about my comment before I said it. No, not frogs like you. Never frogs like you, Cottage Frogs. He'd bring bad frogs. Portobello mushroom burgers. Can we stick with that answer as my answer? Damage done to the Shadow Realm with me. Oh no. Hey, at least it beats the bright overhead lights realm. Wait. I rescind that comment. I mean like, you know, the terrible, overly harsh, like blue light. I rescind that comment. I don't know why this lighting is so nice, and then most of the like LED super cold lighting that I encounter in the rest of life is bad. Maybe it's because this is so well diffused. Thanks for the hydrate. Okay, that's just gonna have to be what it is for a sec. Let's get the red back in the equation. Oh boy. Your careless views on frog kind are as backwards as your hat. You can't... The backwards hat was your idea, Cottage Frogs. You can't roast me for it. It's so messed up. I wonder if these brushes are just holding on to too much water. It seems like even if my paint is reasonably thin, as soon as I start working it with the brush, it just like gets wetter. I mean, it could be that I'm not properly bringing the water out of them. I don't know. Yeah, that consistency is really thin. If it plays. Okay, now I've got the right consistency. I'm just gonna work it. Oh look, it's a glaze again. It's gotta be the brush. Oh, I hope it's not the brush. Well, this might be I finally found the limits of what I might have finally found the reason that people don't like synthetic brushes. I was trying to figure it out for myself. I think I might have just figured it out. Let's do a sable. Okay. It's good layer consistency. Right, less paint, but it doesn't get watery. I should wash this off before I get asked if I hurt myself. Well, that's worse, but anyway. That's not blood, that's paint, I swear. Anyway. Hat not included in roast, just a prop for my revenge. I just like with the sable brushes, it's easy to keep a fine tip. Yeah. That's definitely good. I'm just wondering why... It seems to be doing a better job of not, like, holding on to a lot of water. Hello, Toilet Toads on YouTube. It is Warcry. I am doing a Warcry. Thanks for joining. So right now I am painting Mollog the Mighty, who's from Warhammer Underworlds, but is playable in Warcry as a Gloomspite Gits unit. And the reason I'm taking him is because I'm allowed to take one allied unit. With this narrative campaign I'm going to be playing, and for that one, I'm going to be playing my Cruel Boys. Here's a Cruel Boy I painted last year. Here's a Cruel Boy I'm currently working on. This one's almost done. I'm hoping that there is a noticeable but not stark difference in the quality of these models, I would say. Like, they still go together, but you can kind of tell I've gotten better at painting here. At least a little bit. But anywho. I hope you can tell I've gotten better at painting. I feel like I've gotten better at painting in that time. But they still kind of go together as an army, so that's nice. But anyway, yep, I got my Cruel Boys, and now I'm getting Mollog and his spell effects, I guess, ready to go for Adepticon. Which is in like 2-ish weeks? 2 weeks? Oh boy, that's soon. That is soon. Alright, well, I'm testing my theory. Well, I'm testing out the assumption that... What am I trying to say here? Oh, okay. Well, I'm testing out if this sable brush is really... Y'all, you just missed that happening. Wow, that was... This needs to be mixed better, I think. Let's put this back in the bottle. That's like half medium right there. We don't want to lose that. Chad, I might have found the problem. It might be that I'm not mixing my paints effectively. Does this mean I'm gonna get a vortex shaker, perhaps, because I don't like shaking paints? We'll see. That's a little better. Come on. My cat just jumped on the desk. Hello, Nico. I stole my wife's polish mixer. Oh, do those work? Like a nail polish mixer? Interesting. I will consider that. I have a friend I can ask about those. First time chat. Having a vortex mixer is nice, but electric for sure. Hello, boss for leader. Why does your name sound familiar? Good to see you. Welcome to my chat. Why does your name sound familiar? No idea. Where would I have run into you before? Your name sounds so familiar, but I haven't... Anyway. I have one, but forgot about it all the time. Pretty active in Chimera Paints chat. Oh, yeah. That would explain it for sure. I have not caught... Okay. I have not caught a Chimera's Paints miniatures stream for a while. How's he doing? Or how are you doing? I guess we don't want to talk about other people. That might be a better question. Thanks for stopping by my stream, though. Always nice to see a new face. So we maybe have a few new viewers, so I'll just catch you all up. I'm trying to get Malog here battle ready. I wanted to do more battle ready, but at least Malog tonight. I wanted to get his base colors done. If his paint job isn't fancy, that's okay. I have time, you know, at Fort Wapple to finish him, which I think would be fun because I could ask for advice, hopefully, on how the hell to make the skin tone look right. Mara's doing well. He's crunching through some Tyranids before Adepticon. Cool. Is he playing Nids at Adepticon? That would be chill. I guess I can ask him when he's there. I'm assuming we'll run into each other. Let's see. I'm also doing well, killing some time before going to bed. That's cool. Well, thanks for killing it with me. I'm like super focused in on these mushrooms whenever I'm painting them, just because I don't want to get the paint all over the like white pinkish paint all over the wood. It's gonna make it look really weird. In camera, that's looking really nice. It's not quite that sharp of, you know, the white isn't quite that well resolved in person, but it does start looking nice in camera here. Keep it zoomed. Let's move some paints right here. Current project is a 10mm scaled Chaos Army, so I can relate to getting in the zone when painting details. Ooh boy, Chaos Fantasy Army. That is very small. Goodness. Hope that's good. Is that like Epic or something? Like Epic 40K or what game system is that even for? Is it even Warhammer? You said Chaos, so I assume yes. But wait, I didn't think that there was a 10mm scaled game for fantasy? It's an old GW game called Warmaster. Interesting, and so that's like 10mm scale fantasy battles. Wild, I'd never heard of that. Okay, that's a really nice color for that. And actually, I think this purple might be the right color for the rest of these little mushrooms. Just goes so well. Yeah, that's cool. 10mm scale. It's based on 7th edition Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Okay. It's 10mm scale, and the rules are very streamlined compared to regular games in order to facilitate the larger armies. Oh, interesting. So how does that work? Are there like multiple little dudes sharing the same base or something? Or is it one base per unit, or one base per, like, one model is like one model, one base plate? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, are they all like tiny miniature, just scaled down? Like, I've got like a troll and he's on a little base and that's just the unit. That would be a little interesting. Just more miniatures but smaller. I can post pics in chat if you're okay with it. Yeah, of course. I'm not sure how those are going to show up in chat, but I don't think I have links blocked or anything. Is this going to be like Instagram or something? I can screen share that if you want. Just named your links. All right, works for me. Just review them quick and then put them on the stream. Okay. Let's see. Jeez, Imgur posts a lot of ads these days. Hold on a second. Maybe I've just always had ad block on. Alright, I think these are ready to share. Let's go. There we are. I'm a bit zoomed in here. I normally have this set up to zoom in on Discord, so 1 second. Okay, there they are roughly. That is so many little bodies. Okay, so I'm looking at this and it looks like it's about a whole unit of dudes just on one base. Is that right? Like it's just a really big, wide base? You're saying this one was about 2/3 of a Tomb King's army. That's a lot of little dudes. Wowza. Oh my god, and they're so small. Wow, okay, those are so small. Let's go over to the other one really quick. And then what do you say about this one? This one is 1,500 point game. So this is 3. Wow. Tiny, tiny. 10 to 12 dudes per base. 3 bases make up a unit. Okay. 2,000 points of Skaven. Wow. Wait. Can we talk about the rat pile? Oh my god. Y'all, the fucking baked beans of piles of rats. This is not at all me roasting your paint job. This is really beautifully painted. I don't know how you made these look so rat-like. There's so many of them. Oh my god. It's just like a rat-shaped impression in the ground. And then these are rats with knives. That's Skaven right there. Damn, that's really cool. Thank you for sharing that. Rat swarms be swarming. Yeah. Oh my god. That was cool. That was really cool. What are we doing here? So the belly mushrooms. I think I've seen those painted like, those were painted brownish in the box art. Maybe I'll do those purple. No, I've already done a lot of purple. Turquoise. Turquoise would be so cool. It's just different brown inks, then I pick out the noses and tails. Smart. Alright, I'm gonna paint these little belly shrooms. I'll paint them turquoise. Because that's cute. Oh, that's cool. It's a very charming game in its own way. Yeah, it looks charming. I mean, that sounds fun. Honestly. Oh, look at those little belly mushrooms. That's amazing. Alright, let's take off the caps here. So I've got these very little ones right here. I've got this stem to paint. Let's just go ahead and base coat the stem. Let's just do the same purple color here. Couldn't hurt. Red, purple, or sorry, red, violet, blue. Well, I guess we might as well make it a rainbow across the back. Let's do green. Oh, we can do that green and yellow one. This is the only part of the rules I don't like is how to decide positioning when you get into melee combat. It gets it gets complicated real fast. Whoa. Okay. I mean, melee rules seem to be complicated in just about every game I know. But I'm assuming it's worse than your typical GW game where there's like 3 phases of being in combat. And they're all slightly different. I don't know if I love that as a mushroom color, but this might be my frog base coat. Warcry painting, woo! Hey, thanks, Montren. Yeah, Warcry. I really love Warcry, and I'm making a new miniature for my Warband because I'm playing in a tournament at Adepticon in like 2 weeks. So it's a narrative tournament, I should say. It's a narrative event, not really a tournament. Anywho, whatever it is, I'm excited to play in it, and I really like Warcry, so I'm excited to have this going. I don't know. What am I? I'm almost 2 hours into the painting session here. Brain is a little bit soup-like. Really getting the classic war paints experience right now. Let's go for game color instead. This is practically the same tone. Yeah, it's practically the same paint. Let's just remember why they changed their formula. Oh my god. Oh my god, Army Painter, why did you used to be so bad? Oh my god. Wow, that is a difference. What's gonna be good underbelly color for frog? Bird skin, maybe? Good. Okay. Frog is at least green. His belly's looking a little goofy right now. Let's clean that up later. We're at least seeing the color scheme here. It's like a bullfrog color. Lighter would be kind of cool. I do want to try and lighten up the skin tone a little. Or the frog skin tone. Let's see what we can do. Also, as far as the, hey, let's actually try a sable hair brush again, I'd say that's going pretty darn well. This sable hair is really nice. I'm currently using a number 8, and I'm doing all this fine detail work with it. It does a damn admirable job holding a tip. Okay, that is a way better frog color right there. Never been a fan of Army Painter paints. I used to use their soft, dark, strong tones, then they changed the formula, and they now have a greenish tint to them. I really do like their Fanatics paints, at least. I can tell you that. Their old stuff, I mean, I'm talking about their old War Paint series. These just are... they're not great. I try them every once in a while, just to see if I have them on my shelf, so every once in a while I try to incorporate them. Well, I have like 2 or 3 of them on my shelf, so I try to incorporate them every once in a while just to see, like, oh, maybe people are exaggerating, maybe they weren't so bad. No, they're just like... it's weird. It's like their medium in them was almost like gummy, right? Like you'd spread it, like you'd try to paint a mini, and the medium would just like immediately break and just like spread goop all over instead of carrying pigment. So yeah, it was just like hard to move. Felt like the medium separated out from the pigment very quickly. Just didn't feel satisfying to use. Okay. And now... let's do the pink here. Let's take a lot of the pink. Hey, yeah, that's kind of the right tone. I missed an arm here. I can focus, come on. Cool. Sable Rush is the way to go. Yeah, you're so right, Boss for Leader. I mean, so I've been messing with synthetics for a long time now. Because, I mean, they're so cheap. And I've been trying to find their limits and understand why exactly... You know, I was just trying to test the assumption that they weren't worth using. Which I do try to do stuff like that every once in a while, just to make sure I'm not missing out because other people say a thing is bad. You know, because they are super cheap and available. But yeah, I'm just finding between the very cheap ones not holding a tip very well, and these ones are doing a really admirable job, these Da Vinci synthetic fits. Shout out to these actually do a pretty good job, but the problem is they're just consistently too wet, is what I'm finding. So maybe if you were just painting directly out of a pot, those would be great, because they would make it easier to thin your paints. So, and in that sense, I mean, they're so cheap, they're kind of great. When I was doing a lot of army painting, I mean, one of those, actually, this one basically let me base coat about 1,000 points worth of orcs, right? And it wore out, but $3 to base coat 1,000 points worth of orcs is, like, awesome. But now that I'm painting with the wet palette again and I'm trying to do more refined painting, I'm quickly running into, wow, the paint is too thin. The brush isn't responding how I want it to. It's trapping water. So maybe it's time to go buy some more synthetics. Synthetics had their use and place in the hobby, but I find that they wear out too fast and have issues with bristles, curling, etc. So, like, this is a sable. It's having a little issue holding its tip right now. This one's also meant for, I think, oils or something. That's why it's so damn long. I might have bought from the wrong section. Boss Leader, you seem to know about this. My understanding was that the brushes made for watercolor painting are usually really well received for mini painters. Is that the case? Because whatever the big brand is, those are still kind of expensive after the import fiasco with the Tolinsky hair. But other brands like Da Vinci I can find is more niche and I can find them locally. But I'm trying to just think of what equivalent types of brushes I would look for if I wasn't specifically going for one of the brands that sells online. Because I might have access to different brands locally. Watercolor brushes are better for mini painting than oil brushes. Okay, good to know. So I might head over to that section in my local art supply store then. They have a thicker belly and hold more paint for longer without it drying on the brush. Okay, cool. That's kind of ideal for what I'm trying to do. Okay. This is honestly looking pretty nice. Pretty close to battle ready, I'd say. Synthetic brushes I use for contrast, washes, and metallics. Oh, that's a good point. I'll keep that in mind. There's not a very big difference and more of a marketing thing. Sorry, what sets mini painted brushes And watercolor brushes apart is that mini painted brushes tend to have a finer point to them, but it's not a very big difference and more of a marketing thing. Okay, noted. If so, I'll just try to shop for ones with finer tips just in person. Because I can actually, you know, just go in person and select the brushes I want. But yeah, I was considering whether I should purchase these before Adepticon or potentially try to buy them at Adepticon. I'm wondering if there's going to be a good selection of brushes to be at Adepticon. Although I don't want to run into something where people are like really marking up their prices because, you know, it's a convention and people travel there to spend money and they're traveling, so therefore their costs are higher. You know, it would make sense to charge more at a convention. That would be a very reasonable business practice. I don't know. Boss Relator, have you been there? Do you know at Adepticon, do vendors tend to charge more than like they normally would for products like a brush? I think I can get by with what I have until then. So it's really just a question of, do I buy a couple new brushes before I get on the plane, or do I buy the new brushes once I'm already landed in Milwaukee? Like once I'm at Adepticon. Wrong continent? Okay. But from my con experience, I found better deals at the cons. Oh, interesting. Well, I will probably wait for the con so I can have some fun convention shopping experience. Let's do that. I don't know about Adepticon or many painting materials, but at the cons I've been to, deals are usually slightly better because they don't have to ship. Oh, you're right. That's true. Do you think if I bring cash, I could get a discount? Not that I'll be carrying cash on the floor, but that might be worth. And the last day, the deals are usually better because then they don't have to take things home. Okay. I'm going to want these for the weekend, though. So probably not going to do that. Usually cash gets a discount if they're local/state tax, especially. Okay. Chill. Thank you for the info, y'all. This is my first year traveling, so I do have tiny questions about Adepticon every once in a while like this. And I like to prepare, so it's way better that I can just ask y'all instead of having to just figure it out on the fly. So thank you for that. Okay. I think... I worry if I hit these mushrooms with the Druchii Violet right now, it might ruin it. Although if I could get the recesses shaded, that would be good. Like, Druchii Violet's gonna be a big one here. Okay, I will definitely try to do cash then. Okay, we're gonna thin down some Druidkey Violet. We're gonna aim for the recesses. Try to give some definition to these mushroom clusters. Alright, we've lost focus slightly here and accidentally overdone it a bit. That's okay. Come back through with highlights and make up for it. Fell into the adful, climbed out of it. Okay. Yeah. It do be that time. I'm just too sucked into the painting to wrap up stream right now, you know, I gotta keep it going. Why would you be interested in the paints in the background? Come on, there's a mini. There's a mini right here. There we go. So the shade has gone a little all over the place. Or I should say the contrast paint has gone a little all over the place. Such is its nature. Which means now it's time to come back over the top. More of the mid-tone and clean that up. Hey, we're back. Welcome back, folks. That should be the last ad break of the evening. There's like no way I'm gonna stream all the way past 10 p.m. Although I'm gonna keep going for a little while. Feeling the momentum. Now I'm just going through and trying to restore mid-tones where the Druidkey Violet contrast paint went a little bit wild. Anything upward facing is definitely going to get the mid-tone. I'm going to try and make sure that the shadows are rounded and not flat across these spheres or unnaturally jutting in or out of them. like that one was. Okay, let's 3-foot test this. Let's just look at it from further away. I mean, I think that looks awesome. I think that's looking really nice, especially from further back. Like, it's just enough purple to give contrast. I mean, it's not box art quality. I did it in like 10 minutes. I think I'm good with that. That's just a fun little bit of contrast that just adds to this effect. Awesome. All right, what else can we do like this? Frog might be a later project to finish out. I could very easily add some more highlights to the loincloth, though. That'd be a very easy thing to add on right now. Just highlight the bottom edge of the belt quick. Anything sticking up. Top edge here. Great. Then there we go. Snake white leather. Get the recesses nice and dark again. I like blocking in a brown base layer under reds, yellows I paint. Gives better coverage and a pretty neutral undertone. Good to know. Yeah, I definitely could have done that on these mushrooms up here. Would have saved me some time. I've done white underneath red before. For warm base tone, I can paint. I will keep that in mind the next time I'm trying to paint red, because I could have saved myself a lot of fuss here. I mean, it's still not a perfectly even coverage now, is it? I don't know, Buster Leader. I'll ask your opinion here. What do you think? What do you think about what I got going on right here? This is not a super even base tone of red. Do you think I just keep layering on red until it is, or do you think it would be worth it to go back to something like a brown and then do what you're saying? Because I'm tempted to try it. I just don't know if that's actually gonna, like, set me back timeline-wise. Personally, I'd go over it with a brown, but I'm not on a time crunch. I'm not super on a time crunch either. I can do that. try it. You can already tell the brown has better coverage. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is having a way easier time. Looks a little silly with the brown mushrooms. I'm gonna go back to the big wooden walking stick now. Yeah, that's helping a little bit. Most mushrooms I see in the woods are brown. These are fancy mushrooms. They're fantasy mushrooms. They gotta be a pretty color. I got this guy primed downstairs. Should I work on him? Oh, this one? Malog himself? Yeah. Mr. Koto Yamoto. No. Todi Odimo? Todi Odimo? I don't know what your name. I'm sorry. There's so many vowels. But yeah, I mean, I think I've had a lot of fun painting Monologue so far, so if you want to give him a shot, I'd say go for it. He's currently playable in Warcry, or I guess Underworlds if you play Underworlds, which I have never, but I've got him for Warcry. Yeah, that is already much better coverage. We'll go back to brown in a second there. Painting some yellow frog eyes there. Toady Odimo. Toady Odimo, okay. People keep stealing my damn nicknames. Toady Odimo, I don't see how someone would steal that nickname. That's a good one. You know, people see my name and they assume it's Sparkle Grackle, which is, it's rough. It's making me consider if I need to rebrand a little, which I'm not going to do at this point, but... Once they make YouTube 2, it'll be a paragraph of appended syllables. Ah, I see. So every time you try to do a new platform and you can't get whatever your previous nickname was, you just add on more sort of sounds. Okay, fair play. Rebrand? What did I miss? Oh, I was joking that, well, whenever people read my name, often when I tell people the name of my YouTube channel, they'll say, "Oh, Sparkle Drackle?" They're like, "No." Or they'll read it, they'll be like, "Ah, Sparkle Drackle." I'm like, "No, no. It's not what it is. It's spackle, like the thing I never use. Like the building material I never use. Why am I named after it? I don't know, it was funny." Maybe they just need to do better at reading. You know, that's the reassurance I kind of need in my life right now. I appreciate you, cottage frogs. I just assumed you were passionate about drywall compound. Not so much. No, it's just mostly that I think it's funny. It's a funny word. A house made of spackle would be worrying to me. Ah, that is the point, yes. I do like to bodge things. Kind of. Not minis, but... here's an example. I'm making a video about this, actually. This is my new miniature carrying case. Here's a spoiler for y'all. The few of you who are here and the few of you who watch my VODs, you get to get spoiled about my next video. I made carrying case out of a used CD holder organizer thing. And I just put magnetic sheets inside the CDs, and now, bang. Yeah. Thank you. It comes with a zipper bag, actually, that it goes inside. I had to clean this, so I was drying it, but look at that. It's even got a pocket. It's got a pocket in the front for stuff. Yeah, so it is a CD storage box. So that goes in here, and this is what I'm actually going to bring to Adepticon to carry around my Warband. They're going to be in the CD case. Because, get this, I can actually fit not only my Warband, I can fit all of my Cruel Boys in here, except the Hobgrots. I'm not bringing the Hobgrots. But I can bring all my Cruel Boys in here, so I can even play Spearhead if I want. I can play Warcry, I can play Spearhead, I can bring any configuration of orcs I want to in Warcry, and it all fits in this little bag, including the really tall guy. Who, if I get the points to bring this dude into narrative, I might do it because it's just, look at how cool the Gnash Tooth is. He's 300 points and he doesn't make sense, but man, I do really want him to be there, you know? So I don't want to deny myself the option. Anyway, I couldn't just buy jewel cases at the thrift store, I had to buy actual CDs. So I purchased CDs that I thought had funny titles, and then I just kept the end labels. So we've got such hits as Gershwin Plays Gershwin. Let's see, Mad About the Monks. They're real mad about the monks. Meatloaf Bat Out of Hell. Sorry, Meatloaf fans. I'm reusing jokes. Jim Quick and Coastline, Sneaking Out Back. And then this one, 7 Signs of the Second Coming of Christ, which is from the 90s, so I guess they were wrong. Do the CDs hold, do the magnet stickers hold well enough? Maybe, you know? They're not jostling. So the beautiful thing about this is it's small enough I can put it in my personal item. Hello, Taco! Taco, did you get to see the carrying case I was showing off? Throw it for more data? I'm not throwing this one. I'm not throwing this one. I am defeating Baggage Handler Dractyl by becoming her. I'm gonna be the Baggage Handler this time, and I'm gonna treat it nice. A tiny bit. Here, I'll show it to you again. So this has a zippered pouch. It's a CD carrying case. I found this at the thrift store in an Inspiration Struck. And so this is the carrying case I'm gonna use to bring my miniatures to Adepticon. It's kind of a beautiful system though, right? Like, I mean, you can just get CDs anywhere. So like, it works. I even have an extra one, and this one is this is a blanked CD, so it's funny that this is the extra I don't use. I don't know why you would need a jewel case for a writable CD. Like, why would you just buy one and have a jewel case with it? I don't know. Seems like the case would be more expensive than the CD at that point, but who knows? I gotta find stuff. You gotta find stuff? What kind of stuff you gotta find? Maybe we can all help you look. You can just describe all the items in your house, and when you say the one you're looking for, we'll say, got it. You'd buy them in packs, and at one point CDs were more expensive than the case. Well, Mayo, I just finished moving. Okay. So, because I've seen the CD towers that you can buy, the CDs themselves were more expensive than the case. Interesting. Because I'm thinking the CD is just like a flat disc of like... It's just a flat disc of plastic, like the jewel case is actually molded. But I guess it must have been expensive at some point. When CDs got cheap enough for you to just buy them on a spindle. Okay, I was a little... Interesting. I was not buying CDs until, like... I never had to worry about this when I was young, right? So I'm like a very old Gen Z, right? So I grew up in a rural area, so we had older technology. I had dial-up when I was really young, for example, because that's just what was available out there at the time. So I'm not entirely like when stereos got MP3 support. Like I remember having like iPods and stuff. That's like sort of the era I would have come up in. Stereos getting MP3 support's interesting. Middle to early millennial, late 80s. Okay, yeah, you're like 10 years older than me then. Technology did change a lot. Okay, so it's interesting. CDs got cheap enough you could just buy them in spindles. That is interesting. I didn't realize. I would have thought that would be the cheaper way to get them originally. Huh. Cool. Are we battle ready? Well, he's not based. Not based. Not based at all. Hear that, Malon? Get better. So, aside from needing to get based and get a redder ass, so let's work on that one. Okay, he's red cheats, now he just needs to get based. So, we'll make Malog get based at some point, and then who else is not very based? These two leaders are not based. These two drots, very cringe, not based at all. And then these are like the tokens that Malog can summon. This is actually the Bat Squid, which I would have to summon as an ally, and there's no way I'm doing that. But I will paint him, I'm sure. But then these, I might just be able to get away with like a quick... I don't know what I'm going to do with these, actually. These are technically tokens, so I don't have to paint these. These would be for fun. So maybe I paint these for fun at the... No, I'm going to paint these. I'm going to paint these. Alright, get away from me. Do various paints. Right, half my paint rack is now in front of me. Taco, I should really get a setup like you have, where all your paints are in front of you. Currently, my computer's in front of me, and all my paints are... Well, you can see them, they're back there. It's very aesthetic that way. Oh, hello, Nico. You woke up from your nap. Can we zoom out? Yes, hello. Hello. Here, I'm just gonna move my cam. I'm gonna move my camera. Yeah, there you are, buddy. Hey, how you doing? I remember needing a pack of floppy disks for school. I started learning to type on typewriters right on the edge of the swapped computers. Ooh. The Doom Shroom Mini was fun to paint. This one? You've painted this one? Taco, I had no idea. I do want to paint the Doom Shroom. I feel like it deserves its own little... I feel like it deserves more attention than I'm gonna give it if I do it tonight. You learned to write cursive. I also learned to write cursive, but the problem is I was never tasked to do so after learning it. So I learned it sometime around like elementary school, beginning of middle school, and then we just never had to write in cursive. And so I lost it all. I learned how to do it, and then it just wasn't part of the curriculum, and so I never had to, you know, keep the skill fresh. So it's really kind of a shame, because I had to learn, and then I didn't actually do enough to reinforce that learning. What a bummer. Yeah, no, it was required. Oh yeah, no, it was required. Interesting. Make it spicy. Ooh. Cursive Cyrillic? Oh my god. Boss for leader, that's wild. That doesn't... Ooh. Intellect fountain pens. Ooh. Oh, hold on a second. Does the magic sticker hold well enough? Oh yeah. Todiodimo, right. Yeah. Todiodimo, yeah. Better than my current transportation system for sure. Well, my current transportation system was either a metal cookie tin or this flight case that I built myself, which if you look up my YouTube, it's my first video. It's the only good video I've ever made according to the stats on YouTube, apparently. I'm a little salty. I spent all this time editing a really nice video and it's just not getting traction, so yeah, YouTube's fickle. I'm still new at it. Anyway. I'm just gonna keep working on it, I guess. But Malog is at least looking ready for battle, I would say. I'm getting the concept. Heck, the algorithm. Yeah, I'm just not connecting with the audience that I currently have. I mean, you guys, okay, the people who are watching the stream right now or watching the VOD of the stream, exception of the rule, people in my Discord, y'all clearly like me and the content I produce, and you're like here, and that's very cool. That's a very small amount of people compared to like the poll that I was, you know, hoping to get on YouTube. So y'all were there, y'all showed up, I appreciate that. I was just hoping that, you know, that would get it boosted to some recommendation pages and then people would be like, oh, let me check out this video, and it just didn't happen this time. Anyway, mango colored safari with noodlers pecan colored ink. Not the noodlers. Pecan ink is nice and only the blue stain's really bad, which I don't have. Okay. I've lost the plot of these pens. Y'all can keep talking about pens. I am going to find someone to raid out too. Not that I'm not enjoying myself, I'm getting a little sleepy. I think it's time for a raid. Huh? Who's that? Boss for Leader. Oh, thank you for the follow, Boss for Leader. You're about to go live for a test, but it's only going to be an hour or so? Okay. What's the test? It's just like a test stream? What are you testing, I guess? What was I about to look for? Oh, the sushi. Right, Boss for Leader, while we're waiting on that. You're gonna go to bed? Well, wait 1 second. I gotta add you to the follower sushi. I do 1 rice equals 1 follow equals 1 rice. This is your grain of rice. I'm gonna glue it on this sushi for you, and then you'll be part of the follower sushi. Wow. Prime sub. Prime sub. Thank you, Taco. I appreciate that. Whoa. Okay, well now I might have to raid you, but I don't know. So 10. Why do I have 10 people listen? Thank you for joining, everyone. Like my view count just doubled right as I was about to end. I don't know, Taco. Do you want to have 10 people watching you while you test out and see if your camera works, or is that like a lot of pressure? To me, that would seem like a lot of pressure. And I'm kind of curious to check out Duel's project because it seems like he's pretty close to having his Golden Demon done here. Okay, we're gonna go say hi to Duel, I think. Some of y'all are gonna get to close the second monitor here. Thanks, Taco. Well, I hope to see you see you paint again soon. Yeah, we gonna raid Duel. I gotta check out this Golden Demon piece again. Duel's been working on, I don't remember what it is, but I know it looks awesome. He had this saddle, and I thought it was a dragon skull because of how spiky and great it looked. So I'm really excited to check in on him. It's been a little while since I raided, so yeah, we're like 2 weeks out from Adepticon, so he's probably right finishing up his Golden Demon piece, so this should be really cool. But anyway, thank you all for joining. Appreciate you being here. I'm going to go ahead and stop the YouTube right here. So goodbye, YouTube people. Thanks for hanging out. It's always good to see new faces in the chat over there. So good to see you all. All right. Bye. Bye, VOD people. Thank you for watching my VODs.